What's up, guys? So this time around, I actually want to give a big shout out to a subscriber that's been commenting actually on my videos and really being involved. To Joseph DeVito, big shout out to you. Thank you very much for subscribing. I appreciate it very much, and please ask all the questions. I'll answer to the best of my knowledge. To the best, which means I'm not perfect, but I will not tell you something that I don't know. So this video is going to be kind of the questions that I got from Joseph, and I'm going to go ahead and answer a few of them on video rather than just typing it up. It's kind of night right now. I got work in the morning. It's not too late. It's 9 o'clock. So I still have about an hour before I head to bed. But let's go and get right into it. The V2s. Let's see here. This is what I pretty much really started my end of addiction to cigarettes. And for me, the V2s were actually the only e-cigarettes at the time that was actually suitable, that hit my nicotine addiction. And so let's go ahead and pack. I have a brand new Coffee E2 cartomizer, and I'll go ahead and screw this on and give a little vape. And back then, this was the shit. This was the thing to vape on. Maybe I might straight to lung this. Delicious. So this is a full nic, I think 18 milligrams, and now I vape 1 or 2 nic. So the V2s, it is a little bit strong because it's full nic, but this used to be the crap, right? And so here's the problem. If you're okay with this kind of vape, this mouth to lung, you could even straight to lung this if you like. But if you're satisfied with this vape, this size, perfect, convenient to carry around, small. But the problem is that these batteries are crap. These V2 batteries are crap. I took 2 of them apart. I've gone through a dozen of them back when I was used to use them. But you really like the Cardos style vaping. You like the V2 flavors. Well, there is an option for everyone, really. If you still have a crap ton of these Cardos left over, which I do because I bought value packs for some odd reason, and they're laying around, and you love to vape Cardos, well, you could actually do this. Okay, so what this is hey, this is a little converter, 802, I believe. 802 is the rating, I believe, to 510. So that little converter right there, what that does is it lets you screw onto any battery, APV, whatever you've got. Screws onto right there, and you could actually just unscrew the brand new card that opens, screw it on here. Now here's the issue. You do not know how much volts this thing is producing right here, this little V2 battery. So if you have it, you could always test it with an inline meter. If you don't, I'll do it for you right now so you know how much volts or how many volts this thing is producing. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so you have this inline meter. It'll tell you how much volts you're supplying. And right now it looks like it's supplying 3.3 volts. It's quite a little. I thought it was supplying more, but okay. So it's supplying 3.3 volts. So now you know the baseline of what you need to set your APV at. Let's do it without the voltage drop. 4.01, 4.02, 4.02, 4.02, 4.02. Okay, so this battery is producing 4.02 volts, right? So we'll just go ahead and use this Dovpo e-cigarette, And I currently have this at 4.1. 4.1. Okay, that's kind of what I like to vape at. But so I'm at 4.1 volts, so it should give me about the same battery hit. Ish. There you go. So what I'm trying to get at this video is you're not limited to just that V2. You could buy these adapters pretty much anywhere. Really, just check online. I used to sell them. I don't know, but you could buy these adapters. You could use these cardos on your own battery, and it works freaking fantastic, guys. All you really have to do is plug it in. If you like the cardos, I'm not sure if you can like this look. It kind of looks funny, but if you like the look of this. More power to you guys. All right. So that's that. That's done with that. All right. So if you have battery issues with the V2, done deal. Okay. No longer have to worry about that. You just get an APV, get one of these little adapters, and then you use that accordingly. Also, at the same time, if you still have these V2 batteries, you can also use it on other devices. Just make sure that they're not too low of a resistance. Let's just go ahead and pop this on this K1. I believe it's at 1 point some odd ohms. So if you like the V2 battery and you don't like the cardos, then you can always use it on K1 like this. I don't know, this looks funny as hell too. But it works. And that works quite well. They're all interchangeable, guys. Just gotta watch out for the resistance. Resistance is important because you can blow this little crappy battery up, and you can burn this freaking cardo out real quick with these adjustable voltage devices. Delicious. All right, let's get to this. Joseph said, "Can you make a vaporizer with a car battery?" Of course you can. Of course. And this is something that I built. I have a DC converter connected to the wall. It could handle about 35 amps, so I'm pretty much in the nice safe zone. It's a constant 13.8 volt output, and I have it connected through here. In here, I have a module. I forgot what the hell that was called, but it's the same shit that goes into all the 50-watt mods back in the days. The little OKR. There you go. I got an OKR chip in here that's able to regulate this 13.8 volts down to whatever the hell that I want. And this, my friends, vapes fantastic. I never have to worry about battery. My previous videos, I always vaped on this. Let's go ahead and pop something on here and kind of show you what this little puppy could do. It actually vapes better than any other vape up to 50 watts, right? Because it only regulates up to 50 watts. But it performs freaking fantastic. Let's go ahead and put this on here. Turn on this incredibly insane power supply. There we go. And I have this at 5 volts, guys. I have it on 5 volts. They're insanely powerful. So this pulls about 10 amps. So I could connect this lead right here to my car cigarette battery. And as long as that cigarette battery can hold up to 10 amps of current, I could vape this in the car using the car's battery or the alternator. So again, it is possible to use the car's battery. Really, there's no point in here to use it, but you can. Just a little bit of know-how or the right parts. You could build yourself one of these. You could pop it in the car, your car cigarette lighter if you need be. For me, I really don't mind because I have a shit ton of vape, and the battery lasts me the day, so I really don't need one in my car. But for the house, I don't want to constantly change out batteries. Although with this Sigelli 100 watt, I don't change out batteries all that often. But so I tend to use this, and it's fantastic. Fantastic vapor. fantastic flavor, and at the same time I can control the voltage. I believe 3.5 to 6 or maybe more, I'm not quite sure. But what I like to vape this coil on, which I believe is a 0.8, is 5 volts, and it gives me plenty of vaping pleasure. So I made this, guys, so they don't sell these, but I also made it for a couple of vape shops out there. So if you see a device that it doesn't look like this, because this one, I have it so you can just unplug it, put two 1860 batteries in here, and you're good to go, portable. But the ones that I made is very tiny. It's like the size of a Cigarette Mini, or even smaller, that plugs in, and I've made it for vape stores so that they could use it as a hookah bar, or they could use it as a flavor station. All of the whatnot to be. I could vape these up to like 0.2. So that's that. One more thing is, even if you do make something that connects to the car battery, use the car battery, you're not going to create more vapor. It's really depending on your build. Again, 12 volts is a shit ton of voltage to run on a vape. So if anything, you just burn the coils, right? I've tested this vape at like 150 watts, and it was insanely retarded. So I hover at about 30. Well, because my lenses I vape at 27, so I hover at 27 to 60 watts is where I hover, where my power consumption is, and the vape quality that I like to plume a shit ton of vapor, such as this. This is a 0.2 ohm coil vaping at 48 watts, giving me 3.6 volts. And it gives me the delicious, fluffy, thick clouds of vapor. And I have no problems with this build. I don't need any more power. I don't need to jack up the wattage anymore. I'm not out for competition. Although there's people that are out for competition, but I'm not in it for competition. I'm in it for the flavor, vapor to get off the cigarettes, which I should be off already. So as you can see, this thing produces a shit ton of vapor. I do definitely get too much attention when I take this one out, but it's my most satisfying. It has the best airflow. So again, 12 volt car battery is not going to be more vapor or anything like that. If anything, car battery is freaking huge. It's lead acid. It's older technology, but the battery life should last a shit ton longer. For the size, right? For the size. But like I said, the lead acid batteries do not take the cake as far as efficiency goes. The IMR batteries are freaking awesome. The lithium ion cells, it's just the way of the future, guys. It's the same thing that's the way the Prius is used, the lithium cells. And it's just much better. I have an e-bike, and I use lead acid, and I switched over to IMR. These old 18650 beautiful ones. I bought like a shit ton of them, and I've made a pack. And that they perform so much better, last way longer, just because the milliamp hours I could really pack it in. The size like a brick like that, I could really pack up the milliamp hours, and it gives me more solid power, more stable power. So hopefully that answers that question. The convenience of vaping. Definitely important is how convenient the vape is. Now when you go out to, see if I have, there we go, we have almost an empty lighter here, and I use this to light my torch, but never mind, there's no wheel, so I use it in my torch. But we have a lighter here, and then we have, hey look, we have a pack of cigarettes here, okay? When you used to smoke, you have to carry this and this in your pocket. Now how convenient is this? Let's take a look at it. With cigarettes, you gotta pop them off, click on the lighter, smoke it. It produces basically carbon dioxide and all that bullshit, but it produces smoke and smell. Okay, and if you're working, you don't want to stink like cigarettes. So again, that's a little bit inconvenient. I'd maybe carry around a cologne with you or something. If you don't mind the smell so much, it produces ash, so you gotta find a place to ash it. And then after you smoke, you have a bud that you gotta throw away. Now, some of you throw it on the floor. It's littering. But for the most part, there's an ash, you can throw it away. With vape, and let's say a tank like this, with vape, let me see if I can find my drip tip. There you are. You got this thing here. Now, comparable to, if anything, it's the Hanamons itself is smaller than a pack of cigarettes. It's thinner than a pack of cigarettes as well. In every single way, this pack of cigarettes. Okay, if I line it up here, see that the height is very similar. Don't let the video thing fool you. The height is freaking identical. Height is identical, but it's wider, and then thickness is pretty freaking identical as well. So something like this with a Hanamod that's about the size of a cigarette, with an atomizer that's about the size of a lighter. Okay. If anything, there you go. See, you carry this thing around. Again, you don't have to light anything. It doesn't produce any carbon dioxide or whatever. It doesn't stink like cigarettes, and there's nothing to throw away afterwards. So as far as convenience goes, I think that an e-cigarette with a tank takes the cake. It's good vapor, great flavor, and so on and so forth. Now this is relatively new to the vaping world, right? Shoot, if it's too big for you, look at this little puny little thing. The Cloudcore Mini. When you compare this thing to a cigarette, you gotta be kidding me, right? No comparison at all. This thing is freaking puny. Kind of a big atomizer, but you go ahead and put an Atlantis on here or whatnot, and you carry this around. This one will definitely not take up any of your pocket space, so you're good. It has a shit ton gigantic 10, really 5 mLs. So I put a bell cap on there. This is an Orchid, but this is a K-Fun clear tube bullshit with the K-Fun bell cap that has a shit ton of recess in the top. So I can fit about 5 mLs of juice in here. And this thing is, the convenience takes the cake. Produces a ton of vapor. Produces a ton of vapor. Very convenient for you to carry this around. So when you talk about convenience, E6 is more convenient with now technology, these days technology. Get yourself any kind of mini atomizer. Usually these mini stuff only go up to 30 watts. Which is all the power you need depending on what atomizer you have on there. I just built this atomizer to 0.67 ohms at 20 watts. 20 watts give me 3.6 volts, and it's performing fantastic. I've been using 24 just fine. So this is a 24 gauge, just standard dual microcoils. Or macro coils, I can say. That's all I got for you for this video, guys. I'm going to chop it up and make it a little shorter. And it's running 30 minutes, but hopefully I get it down to very short. Not very short, but maybe 20 minutes. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, alright, and hopefully you got something out of the videos. I will hopefully get back into my regular scheduling. It's been pretty hectic. I've said before, that's all I say. My work just got busier again. So we'll see what goes on. And have a great day.